Hey guys, Chris again, classicvwbugs.com. I wanted to give you an update on the 1946 Beetle that we have for sale on my website. A few weeks ago, I mentioned to you guys that we were going to be putting this historic vehicle on our website for sale. It is officially up right now. And since I have posted that, I have gotten, a bunch of emails coming in from some of the great historians that are out there that are asking questions about this car. And there was one question in particular that I got from a great guy that's down here in Florida, actually. He's a great resource and a good friend and a very knowledgeable on this year Beetle. I think I believe he has one of his own in this year or 47, if I'm not mistaken. And he did have a question about one of the features that are on the car. Now, it is no doubt this car has been for sale before, and it's it has an extensive restoration. So if you do go to my website, classicvwbugs.com, and you go for latest for sale here, or if you go to buy a bug, current bugs for sale, this is the list of cars that are on my site for sale as we speak. And if you go here, here's the 46. I do have links you see in the document that bring up the brochure, the written documentation about the origins of this car, where it came from, the extensive restoration that was involved in this vehicle. We also have the certificate here, the birth certificate, to clarify that this is a numbers matching car. And of course, then I have my photo gallery that shows extensive amount of photos of this Beetle. Now, there's one picture in particular that one of these historians that I have admire and great respect for pointed out to me and said that this tag is not correct. The shape of it is a little off. So naturally, I have to be transparent. So I did contact the sellers in Australia and said, hey, what's going on with the tag here? I got some questions from some maybe eager buyers or people that are interested in putting a bid in on this car. So he kindly responded to me with this email because I emailed him and said, hey, I got to be transparent with my audience. We got to be upfront with everybody here. So here we go. So he tells me for many years the car had sat literally in a rubbish dump on French island Victoria, open to the elements, surrounded by seawater, rusting slowly away before it was discovered in the 1970s in a very dilapidated state, and later on sold to Graham Lees of Brookvale in Sydney in 1988. Andrew, as you know, acquired the car from Graham in 2008. The tunnel area of the floor pan, including the e-brake ID tag, were corroded beyond redemption. The level of deterioration was such that a lot of detective work went into sorting the car's absolute true identity, and as we have covered off, a mistake was made by Graham Lees, who because of the severe corrosion of the identifying plate, quoted a 45 instead of a 46 VW, who understandably figured it to be a 45 model. But ultimately, the number Graham quoted didn't line up with the Australian origins, nor did the engine number match up. It was only after much more detailed research by Andrew and a far more forensics examination of the ID plate that the truth emerged that the car is a 46. VIN number 1-063238 type 11. Manufactured on the 15th November 1946 and delivered on 20th of February 1947 to the Australian reparation plant and shop team in Vallone, Germany. One of the two requestioned, I say that right, by the Australian government. In the discovery process, the engine was also confirmed to be the original, correct matching numbered unit, a miraculous and valuable discovery. And so, with that knowledge, the e-brake tunnel ID plate was researched and the correct number, as confirmed by the car's underhood ID plate and by the VW certificate, was applied to a replacement plate made and fitted as closely as possible to the original. With advice from Bob Van Heist, if I said his last name correctly, early VW specialist in Belgium, and further extensive research by Andrew himself. So it is the number that has to pass the test, not the physical piece of metal that makes up the e-brake tag. In summary, after 5-year restoration of what was a basket case, There is ultimately no question about the provenance and identity of the car. No doubt, this was a very extensive restoration, guys. I just by looking at these pictures, I mean, being a restorer myself, um, this is listen. This is a historical piece, no question about it. How many are left in the world? You also have to think about that. And yes, those times were these cars really sought after to be preserved at the time? Absolutely not. This is post-war, and again, a utilitarian vehicle, not something that everyone was thinking, but even back then that this was going to be, savored. So I just definitely wanted to clear this up with you guys, and that tag, yes, it's been replaced, but um, I guess something also of this age, what is the likelihood that everything is numbers matching and everything is all original on the car? Tough to spot on something like this. Now, people will question, will this devalue the car? I guess, something of this age, maybe to some, maybe not to others. The fact that this is as close as what it could have been or was coming out of the factory is remarkable in itself. So, you guys can take it or leave it at that point. Again, just a rare vehicle to have something like this is truly special. And I think with the research and investigation that was done on this car, I think you are in good hands. So I do want to thank the fellas and the RVA club, the California clubs, and the guys over here, even on my end in Florida, that kept me abreast of this and were pointing out the features and things on this car that were maybe in question. But I do think, as far as authenticity, it's right up there. And it's just super rare to have even something like this, even have the numbers matching engine to this car. That's super, So I just wanted to point that out for you guys. And if you guys have any questions, it is officially for sale right now on my website. So if you do want to have any other questions, please contact me. We can also set up a Zoom call. I can maybe get on call with the sellers. If anybody has any questions, they want to do a live Q&A, we can even set that up if you are an interested party. And then on the end of this video, I do want to point out, guys, something that I've been working on this past year since I've been down here in Florida. There's been a lot of transitioning going on with my business, more things going computer-wise, internet-wise with the business. And that is, I now have, it is live, auction.classicvwbugs.com. And of course, this is brand new. I've been working on this for a while now. And if you click on this, it goes right to, of course, a blank auction page because there's no auctions yet. So, and this might look like a very simple interface, and that is by design. I want this to be as simple interface as possible. I'm tired of the clutter that's on websites. There's a lot of confusion a lot of times with buttons and menu bars and things like that. So I want to keep this as streamlined as possible. And we will only be auctioning off air-cooled vehicles. So the Beetle, the bus, the Type 3s, the Gias, anything really air-cooled in the Volkswagen family, rear-engine cars, even into the Porsche 356s and Porsche 911s, 912s. This is going to be a site dedicated to that, and I'm very excited to get this going. So please be on the lookout. And in the future, you can make an account here. Now, this is going to be very similar to Bring a Trailer. Bring a Trailer's website. In order to make an account, you do have to put in a credit card. So there is some vetting that's going to go on here. So if you do plan on bidding on a vehicle that we have for sale on auction, we need to see that you have the finances. We don't want what's notorious on eBay, which is a runaway bidder. I experienced this many years ago when I started my business on eBay, and they have not really changed anything on that platform. Bring a Trailer came through and kind of revolutionized that and fixed that issue to a degree where, once that hammer slams down, the deposit is taken out of your account immediately. eBay does not do that. And many times I would have a bug for sale on there and somebody would win the winning bid and not come through. And eBay still has not fixed that problem. So I am not going to have that here on my site. And what's the difference between this, my auction site, compared to, say, Bring a Trailer or something else that's out there, is going to be that I am not going to have hundreds of auctions going on at one time. If I have one auction a week, two auctions a week at most, I'm happy with that. And I want this to be a very personal connection. So I will still be on call. I will be still consigning these cars basically like I do already. When I sell cars for people, people call me and ask me questions about the vehicle for sale. And I will be live anytime you need to call me and talk to me on this car. That's during the duration of the auction. And I do plan on even doing live Q&A during the week of the auction if the sellers want to come on the call with us. So if any potential bidders that are out there, they can ask the questions firsthand to the seller. So I want to make this a very personal kind of or more of a, better communication, more face-to-face communication, just a live human talking to you, and the way it used to be. Unlike, say, Bring a Trailer or eBay, where you really don't have much, it's not very personal. I want to make this as close to the heart as possible when you are bidding, and I want it to be comfortable for both the bidder and the seller. So that's the plan here, and it's just air-cooled stuff, and I plan on rolling this out pretty soon. We'll have some cars on here. If there's anybody that is interested in having one of their vehicles on my auction, please reach out to me, and we can set that up. Now, do understand, just like Bring a Trailer, I will vet you and the car, and we got to make sure all the goods are in place, all your paperwork is in place, your title, and we also got to be on the same page when it comes to price. So if you have a vehicle that you are way over what the market value is, I'm most likely not going to list it on the site. It's got to be a special car if it's really going to be priced that high. I do my research. I've been doing this for a long enough time that I know the market, and I can tell if you're way out of range. So, yeah, and just deteching to some degree when it comes to this auction. Yes, it's on a website. Yes, there is tech involved here, but I want to try to make this as, a real human touch to it, as opposed to being behind a screen, hiding, that kind of nature. So, and that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed that video. Be on the lookout for my auction site. And if there's any other questions on the 46, please do reach out to me, and I'll get I'll get your answer. All right, guys. Take care.